Ayubowan, my dear children. I am very happy to welcome you, all of you, to grade 8 Civic lesson. This is the Civic class of grade 8 English medium. Civic means learning about the society, people, and its organization. So, grade 8 children, now I am going to continue the lesson. Unit 1. It is about public services. Public services are provided by the public people and public places. What are the public services? First, we can identify about the public services. Health service, medicine, police, army, that is security service, security, education, communication, postal service, transport, water, electricity, everything. They are called public service. But if we go to the past of our ancient kingdoms, we can see public services had been prevailed in those eras. You know the Vasava, King Vasava, King Dadudena, King Devanambitis, King Pandukabe, the first king, King Dutugamun, King Mahasen. They had constructed canals. The canal, Minipe Canal, Harala Canal, canals, man-made rivers, big tanks. You know the tanks, the names of the tanks, and parks, and other places, roads, hospitals for the people. So King Buddhadas appointed a doctor, physician each for 10 villages. So see how public services. So public services have a great history. So if we talk about that, it has been, changing from era to era. The public services actually initially introduced again by the British people, British rulers when they invaded Sri Lanka. So British rulers introduced tea, rubber, and coffee by the Dutch to Sri Lanka. So they introduced a cultivation economy, a commercial economy. So they wanted the people to work in those sections. They wanted supervisors, clerks, engineers, transport service, postal service. So they introduced public services to our society. Then the postal service, the survey department, they measured the land, the railway department, transport, the railways, and the security services, and communication services, education, health service were introduced by them to Sri Lanka. Understand? Now we are going to talk about the public service. A very nice topic. When we talk about the public services, we can talk about the common features of the public services. People, that means the public, in commonly utilize those public services to develop the living conditions of their life. They want to make their day-to-day work more convenient. That means easier and convenient. So they use this. If your father wants to go to office, he can travel either by the train or bus. And public services. There are public properties like school, hospitals, roads, post office, market. Anyway, public property. Public properties are maintained by the public organizations, government, as well as private sectors also belong to that category. Today, we know there are two hospitals, private and government. but both the public property. Schools also are maintained by the government and the private sectors. You know that. So, then the public services are provided by both the government and the private sectors. Private sectors. They provide them. Not only by the government. The government provides some public services like education, health, free of charge. They don't charge money. But when the same public services like medicine, education are provided by the private sectors, they charge money. They charge money. And also, education. They charge money for the education which they provide for the students at the private schools. You know that very well. Then, my children, the government charge sometimes half rates, half charges, concessionary rates, concession rates. When you transport, when you send a letter, they charge half rates. And sometimes the government charge full charges. Full charges. When they supply banking services, water supply, electricity supply, fuel supply like petrol, diesel, they charge full money. So there are three categories for the public services. Some services are provided out of charge. No money is charged. Some services are provided at the concessionary rates. Concessionary means low rates. Some services are provided by charging full charges. But the private sectors charge full charges for those three conditions. Now you understood about that very well. So what are the necessity, importance of the public service? We can develop our living conditions. We can make our day-to-day work easy and more comfortable. We can continue the economic activities of the country, economic activities. We can maintain the livelihoods of the country. So they are very important. We can keep interpersonal, intersocial and international relationships through those things. When we go in the bus, we meet people, interpersonal relationships. When we go to hospital, we meet different societies, culture, intersocial relationships, international relationships. So they are very important. Stand for it. Public services are very interesting topic. So I go to all the unit test course. You can join my class. If you want to learn Civic very well. So as English medium, you are in grade 8, not in 6 or 7. So you don't want any single explanation. You should be able to understand the lesson in English if you want to study English medium up to the university. Otherwise, you will stop this in grade 8 or 9. So as an English medium school teacher, I know how to teach you this properly. So this is my WhatsApp number. When there is a problem regarding the lessons, you can call me for Civic and geography also. Right? I am ready to help you because teaching is my job. Understand? Okay. Now we are going to talk the second part of the public service. Hi, my children, you understood about the topic very well. So I have prepared a long note for you. Okay? So I will send you the note also. And you can go through the note very well. I have given you the things which I told in my note. Now we are going to identify the public services which are available in our surrounding. Education, health service, security service, postal service, water supply, egg supply, cooperative service, marketing service. So many services can be seen put like this. Look at this. So here you can see the examples of the public services in our area. Banking service. communication service, transportation, and everything. Water supply, postal service, like that. When we do the notes, okay, the notes about the things which I told you, right? And everything. I told you them nicely. I explained you about them properly. You can understand them properly. Okay, while studying in my class, right? On everything, right? So the government charges taxes from the people. So when you buy a book, you pay some money as taxes to the government. Because our parents always complain nowadays that taxes have been raised. Isn't it? Unfair. Anyway, those money which are collected through taxes, levy, taxes are funded for these public service, for education like that, for health, through the annual budget at the parliament, annual expenses, paper, budget, where they can allocate money. They allocate money. So they continue those activities. They maintain their property. They have to pay salaries also for the people there who work. They have to develop those facilities. That is why we must pay the taxes properly to the government. Anyway, public services are very important for our life. My dear, now we are going to talk them one by one. First one about the health service. Health service is a very important public service which we experience every time of our life. There are many hospitals, national hospitals, teaching hospitals, provincial hospitals, rural hospitals, base hospitals, regional hospitals, specific hospitals like cancer hospitals, chest hospitals, children hospitals, kidney hospitals, Ayurvedic hospitals. So there are different types of medicine: Western medicine, Eastern medicine, local medicine. Local medicine, Ayurvedic and indigenous medicines can be seen. Okay? There are indigenous doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, and the Western medicine is called allopathy. Western medicine. There are hospitals, nurses, a good setup. Okay. Homeopathy, Unani, Siddhi, indigenous medicine. These are the different medicinal parts, fields in Sri Lanka. Western medicine, allopathy, homeopathy, Siddhi, Unani, indigenous medicine, local medicine. So we are going to learn them one by one. What are the uses of that? So they provide the people facilities of medicine. They medicate the people, give the medicine. They do the experiments, testing for the people. They want to create a healthy nation for the people, for the country, for tomorrow. The children are vaccinated. The pregnant mothers are vaccinated, protected, guided about the health. Family life education, one part of that. Family life education. Saukya, Adhyam. Very important. There are PHIs, midwives, MOIs, medical officers of health. They control the pandemics. They control corona and other pests. So some diseases have been totally controlled. Some diseases like them. Here, they have controlled from Sri Lanka. The diseases which have been controlled: mumps, measles, leprosy, malaria, smallpox, tuberculosis, cholera. So they have completely eradicated, controlled them from Sri Lanka. See how the importance of the health service as a public service. So they create a healthy nation for the country. We need that on everything. So they treat the people into two systems. So OPD system. When you go to the hospital, doctor instructs you and use medicine. You are not admitted. OPD. Outdoor patient department. Second one, indoor patient department. You are admitted. You are given a bed ticket. The doctors visit you, observe you, check you. You are given medicines for a long time, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes 1 year. And indoor treating system. There are many services under the service center. You can see Western medicine, indigenous medicine, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy. I told you that one of the types of hospitals there in Sri Lanka. Ayurvedic section of Sri Lanka. Next one is education. A very important part, education. As a public service, both government and private sector provides for the student. Education means transmitting knowledge, attitudes, and skills from generation to generation. That is called education. Not only the knowledge, transmitting, giving knowledge, attitudes, and skills from generation to generation is called the education. There are schools, there are technical colleges, universities. There is a big setup of the education in Sri Lanka. From the kindergarten, from the preschool up to the university, we are provided free education. The W.W. Kannanga, Christopher William Vijayakon Kannanga, decided to provide us free education. It was a great revolution. The village children became doctors, proctors, engineers, even presidents because of free education. Okay? Then, my children, you learn about education. There are schools, different types of schools, private schools, government schools, central schools, primary schools, anyway, colleges, internet schools, different types. So anyway, education provides us knowledge, skills, changes our attitudes, provides a good, valuable, worthy citizen for future society. That is the main objective of education. So, education is priceless. Understand? So I am also doing education for you. Private, but it's priceless. Everything you must learn them in English. So you can learn about the other services also from me. Now let's see the note of the education also through this lesson on education. So earlier Sri Lanka had temple schools, vernacular education, local, indigenous education, vernacular. But today we have Western educational system, missionary, that was introduced by the British when they started this economy as a commercial economy. I told you that. Anyway, education is compulsory for each child up to 16 years of age. Up to 16 years, you must go to school. Okay, providing education is the main job. Socialization, you are going to practice for society. So many things there. Then my children, grade 8, join my class to study civic education properly. From next session, I will teach you civic very well. But in English, you can understand. Yeah, God will say bye for you. God bless you, and I wish you all the best. Okay? With the hope of meeting you at a session shortly. And so, bye bye.